This week on The Week Ahead, hear why there's more talk about drilling for oil in Alaska. Plus, the Occupy movement gets out of hand. Welcome to The Week Ahead. I'm Frank McCaffrey. Senator Lisa Murkowski is being very vocal about the need to drill for oil in Alaska, her home state. Here's a recent statement from Murkowski.
We are witnessing a gross misappropriation of resources. When an agency's response to our nation's current debt and jobs crisis is to seek more ways to twist the law just to keep money buried in the ground, our priorities, Mr. Chairman, seem to have spun out of the realm of reality.
Murkowski has been very outspoken against a 5-year energy plan from the Obama administration. For more on this, we're joined by Americans for Limited Government's Communications Director, Rick Manning. Rick, why is this drill baby drill movement so important?
Well, the fact is, Frank, there's a tremendous problem in this country in terms of energy production, and we have failed to keep up with the rest of the world. By failing to actually get our natural resources out of the ground, we're making ourselves vulnerable to nations around the world, many of whom aren't friendly toward us.
How does the lack of oil coming from Alaska affect the Alaska pipeline itself?
Here's what most people don't realize. The Alaska pipeline depends upon a certain flow of oil, amount of oil flowing through it, in order for it to continue to operate. And we're dangerously reaching the level where the flow of oil through that pipeline is about to be so low that, in fact, it will stop operating. That would be disastrous for America's future, for our energy independence, because that oil pipeline is effectively one of our energy lifelines.
So why are we sitting on this oil while places like Venezuela and Cuba and China are using oil to laugh all the way to the bank?
Well, the irony here is that the Chinese, the Cubans, the Venezuelans are all drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. The Chinese are in the process of looking at a pipeline from Alberta to the west coast of Canada because President Obama has chosen to not allow a pipeline to be built from Alberta, Canada, down to Louisiana, where we can process that oil domestically. Effectively, what this president is doing is he is transferring the North American oil wealth to China and allowing the Venezuelans and the Cubans to drill in the Gulf of Mexico while not allowing American companies to do the same. It is economic suicide. It is energy suicide. It is ridiculous, and he needs to get a clue.
Thank you very much, Rick. The Occupy movement has been around for a while now, and we're all familiar with it. But now it's facing new challenges. Here's ALG's Rebecca DeFede with the story.
The whole world is watching! Shame! Shame! Shame!
Members of the Occupy movement have not developed a reputation for being, well, employable. Instead, they have received media attention from members who have committed crimes such as rape or assault. These groups have been raided by riot police and told to leave by concerned citizens.
I'm here because I want to have a future for our country.
Now, some cities have asked the groups to leave. In Portland, Oregon, police have worked tirelessly to force Occupy members to decamp. This has been a national trend. It's a 180-degree difference from the Tea Party movement, which did not leave much for law enforcement to clean up. Here are clips from a 2010 Tea Party interview. Notice the tone of the Tea Partiers is different from the Occupy tone. Also, notice that there isn't any trash laying around.
I love our country, and I want to make sure we keep it for my grandchildren.
God is our answer.
Excellent.
And only God.
The reason I am here is if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land.
The Occupy movement has the media on its side, but still has bad PR. Reporting from Washington, I'm Rebecca DeFede.
Several leaders, such as former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, have thrown support behind the Occupy movement. And that's all the time we have for the week ahead. Please join us again next time. For more on these and other issues, visit netrightdaily.com.